So we got uh, disease prevention programs, and we got four of them. But I'm going to talk about cystic fibrosis too. How many people even know what? I mean, men get it, women get it, but mostly in women. Okay, and give you preventive as well as recovery formulas and that you can use in order to have a better chance of recovery. Okay. And so last week we dealt with destruction of women's health, the chemicals and different things that are in the foods. We went through all that so you can be aware that you're being poisoned. You know, they're not concerned about your life. They're concerned about what? Shelf life. So they putting all these chemicals, all these poisons in the food. And who's paying for it? The women. Latest statistics and data said women in America, 45 to 54, had the highest rate of death in the country. From what? What is the causation? Poisons and suicide. The highest level of alcoholism is not in these homeless people. It's in middle class women. Okay, who are eating chemicalized foods, okay, because they are, a lot of these foods are presented as sophisticated. You know, they got us off into that. That's a product of a materialistic mentality and the lack of self-worth that's in many people. And so they need, you know, a big house and 3 cars. And they need to live I call it the television life, okay? They get caught up into that, okay? Not knowing that these foods have some serious chemicals in it that affect who the most? Women. Because men don't use all those cosmetics and a lot of things, you know, y'all got like 50% more stuff that you use than we use. Okay. The soaps, animal fat, you know what I mean? Anything that comes from an animal and it's been sitting in this soap for what? A year on the shelf? What you think is happening when you use that soap? Bacterial, you know, is building in that soap. You think you're washing your face and you're infecting your face with bacteria. Any type of cream, any type of soap that has animals, all you got to do is think logically. What is the logic? When an animal dies, what happens to it? It degenerates. It corrupts. Whether you put it in cream or whatever, and you have preservatives, it's still corrupting. They just slowed down the corruption process. So with these products with animal fat in it, and you know they commercial, you know, the woman in a beautiful tub and bathroom who used dogs, and you know that we get caught up in the fantasy of it, and we're poisoning ourselves. Again, who is it affecting? Women. Okay. Highest level of deaths due to poisoning and alcoholism and depression is middle class women. Okay. So we know we live in a toxic environment. Our water supply, our air, our food, our cosmetics have all a toxic basis. Okay. We are told to eat sucrose sugar, and 90% of our products in food, okay, and sometimes in cosmetics and other things, okay, it's sucrose sugar, which we already know, the government knows. That's why it's not registered as a food. That sucrose sugar is a drug. 1 tablespoon of sucrose sugar it takes 3 pancreases to digest or metabolize. 3 pancreases. You know what? We only have 1. And that's why diabetes is way over the sky. I'm talking about diabetes 2, which is due to food, okay? Where diabetes 1 is due to antibodies, where the immune system get mixed up, saying antibodies is probably because we're breathing in toxins and everything, and the antibodies can't identify what's the enemy and what's not. Okay, that's my theory. Okay, so because they know very little about the immune system and why it does what it do. Don't let them fool you. They know very little about the immune system, just like they know very little about DNA. They don't know what it is. The little ladder, okay, that's DNA. Okay, and the right here is sugar. Okay, the part going that way, sugar, and this here is amino acid. Okay, all right. But they talk about it, but they really don't know what it is. Okay. They know how to match it with something or someone. But as far as the functionality of the DNA, with all these people faking like I studied the DNA, and they really don't know what it is, how it works. Okay. Amino acids are proteins, okay, that are a derivative of melanin, neuromelanin. Okay. I try to straighten people out because there's 2 types of melanin. Okay. There's there is neuromelanin and there is melanocytes. Melanocytes has to do with the skin, which has maybe a 2% effect in the DNA. Okay. Which is not much, if that much. Okay. Melanocytes has only one thing, is to protect the skin from ultraviolet rays. All right. That's it. But then when you got neuromelanin, that comes from the pineal gland. Okay. And from it, there is a break off, I think about 7 or 8 amino acids, phenylalanine, tyrosine, GABA, and others. We're gonna do a study on that. There's a lot of heavy language to it, and I'm gonna be on the board a lot. But I want y'all to have your Google and look some of them words up yourself, okay? Because I don't have much time when I do this. So the main organ that we want to be concerned with and keep clean, okay? Listen, women, listen, men, okay? The main organ is which organ of the body that you want to keep the healthiest, okay? Because we're taking all these chemicals in the air, in the water, in the food, in the cosmetics, in the soaps, okay? This ain't back in Nazareth of Galilee, okay? Where the water was clean, there was no chemicals, okay? This ain't back there, so don't look back there and say, well, they ate it back then, why can't we eat it now? Because fish got mercury in it now, okay? They're dropping chemicals in the water, right? And fish have strainers, what we call gills, straining, and they're all chemicalized. You got to go way out to the fresh water outside of the city, outside of the sea. We getting all our stuff from the Gulf of Mexico. We eating petroleum. How many petroleum ships have released petroleum in the water? Okay. All this is assimilated by the fish. So you're eating petroleum, mercury, and who knows what words and things that we can't even smell. Okay. So you got to be careful. So I tell people today, I say, well, you got to do the best you can. You get in the shower, you got, what is it, sodium chloride. It's a poison. It's in the water. Okay. Damages skin tissues, damages the organs, inner organ tissues. Okay. Well, what does it damage the most? When you put these chemicals in you, what does it attack the most? The liver. Why? Because the liver is designed to get any toxins out of your body. All toxins, all chemicals, all poisons, all drugs go through what? The liver. All right. The liver. And the liver is where, that's why so many people are nutritionally drained, even those that eat right. Okay. To a certain degree, because none of us, to be truthfully, eat right, but we don't know what's in the food. They might say it's organic. We don't know that. We're just taking somebody's word. Okay.
Paying more for it.
And paying more for it. All right. Okay. We don't know. Because in America, they use sulfates in the soil in order to grow a bigger crop, but the sulfates decreases the nutrients in the food that's grown. Okay. See, we in Babylon. We are actually in, a weird society that does not care about the people, and the people don't care about themselves. All they want to do is feel good. Why? Because like I said, we have a mental deficit. These chemicals cause the frontal lobe, okay, all right, the frontal lobe to shrink. And when you get down to about 25% of the frontal lobe shrinkage, you're clinically mentally ill. But it all goes back to you're more emotionally ill than you are mentally ill. Okay. Why? Because you can't think. And that's why you have so much reactionary behavior. It's like when they were protesting Black Lives Matter, and they out there protesting, breaking windows and this, I said it's illogical. Okay. That's illogical action. Why? I said it gets nothing done. The government will do the same thing that they did during the 60s and 70s. People get mad, they give them $2 more, give them a raise, or give them some, something to make pacify them, right? And then the government goes on with their agenda, the system, not just the government, it's the food company, it's the medical institutions, all of them are part of a system of exploitation. Okay. Well, what would you have done? I said, me, I would have assassinated the police. I'd have made a point. Okay. I wouldn't just go out and start shooting police. No, I would be organized in a way, and I tried to do this. Okay. All right. Well, you train assassins. The government got assassins, right? So you got to equalize their strategy. So I wouldn't go out and kill a bunch of police when only one killed the man, and I would assassinate them. Every community should have their own governmental structure where if somebody violates the rights of that community, that governmental structure get together and says he's guilty. Let's look at the evidence. You can't depend on a system, okay, that is paid by a corrupt government, okay? You got to neutralize the corruption. And the government that is corrupt cannot neutralize their own corruption. Okay? The same way, you got to neutralize the disease-causing food. See, back in the 60s, no, this was in the 70s, early 70s, Coca-Cola wouldn't hire black people. So what they did in Chicago, they boycotted. They lost millions of dollars. They said, okay, come to the table. Come to the table. You got to neutralize them. You can't sit there begging and crying and protesting. Neutralize them. What do they want from you? Money. So you neutralize the flow of money. They'll come to the table. Okay. But people are so weak in this era, emotionally and mentally, and so easily brainwashed through the auto-suggestive devices, okay, that they use in media, in music. You know what I'm saying? They can have them believing overnight something they never believed before. They have believing that the moon it would be more susceptible. So they say, okay, we want to cut birth control. We want to cut all these babies coming in, especially among the middle class and poor. What do? They give you foods where called fibroids, cystic fibroids. That's all the cystic fibrosis is. You got fibroids here, and you got fibroids in the breast. That's all it is fibroids in the breast. Okay? You're in pain, you're suffering, then they give you more drugs and this and operations, making big money off of you. And all you had to do is not put all them chemicals and go out partying and eating all these delicacies that you think is food when ain't nothing but a chemical host. It's your fault too. Okay, I cook my own food. Okay. When I go to a store, one lady said, boy, you in here a long time. I said, I read everything on. I don't know all the chemicals, but I'm familiar with a lot of them. Okay. I read everything. I get a fruit, I look and see if it's wax on it. That messes up your digestion. You know how they shine up the fruit? They use a wax coating. Okay. And you can take a knife on some fruit and just do like this, and you'll see the wax on the apple or whatever fruit that you're dealing with. That's evil. Knowing it's undigestible, knowing it clogs up the digestion. And the medical society, the medical institutes don't care because y'all making more patients for us. And I can buy that 100,000 house out in the hills. Evil capitalism. I practice righteous capitalism. Okay. So what we need to do to keep the liver in health, everybody, y'all write this down now. Everybody get them some dandelion tea. Okay. Dandelion tea. And you drink a cup in the morning, afternoon, but drink at least 1 cup a day. Okay. You can mix it with blessed thistle, and you can mix it with yellow dot to help to the liver to metabolize the chemicals that is being, most people are sick because they have an overtoxed, congested liver, especially with women. I meet them all the time. They come to the shop, Baraka, I'm tired all the time and I can't remember. I said, here, take this, detox your liver. They come back 2 weeks later and say, man, I feel so much better. I said, yeah, the liver grounds the brain.
What did you say you mix it with?
Okay, you can mix it with red clover, which has red clover. You can mix it with yellow dot. Yeah. All right. And that's dandelion. Okay. All right. That's a combination. And you just, you can do this, say 1 part, half part, half part. And if you wanted to stay on the organ that you're trying to cleanse, then you get some marsh. They'll know what this is, mallow, not mellow, mallow. Okay. Very good cleanser, but if you use it every day, if you got a congested liver full of toxins and you got fatty tissues, we already know how to deal with the fatty tissues. 1,200 to 2,400 milligrams, 3 times a day, or every time you eat a meal of lecithin. It emulsifies fatty tissue in the body. Okay. All right. So you want to keep that liver clean. Why? That liver is like the bus station. When it's out of order, it causes confusion in the brain because it is the ground wire of the brain. It stabilizes the brain. When you have a weak liver for a long period of time, then you're going to start doing what? Producing pimples on your uterus. Those pimples are called fibroids. A weak kidney guarantees that you're going to get fibroid or fibrocyst, cystic fibrosis. That's all it is. You got fibroids in your vagina, you got fibroids in your breast. That's all it is. Just because they do a different name for each, that's a trickery of the system. It's the same disease. And you use the same thing in order to cure it. For the cystic fibrosis, 4 important things you need to use to prevent it. Q10 enzyme, Q10 enzyme, 100 to 200 milligrams a day. That's 100 to 200 a day, okay? Vitamin E and Q10 works in the same way in the body, okay? So it's a complementary. Vitamin E, I say start off with 400 milligrams and work your way to 1,000 milligrams a day, or IUs a day, okay? Primrose oil, take as directed. Okay, about 1,500 milligrams a day. This helps in preventing in both areas, this helps and cause prevention of the development of these diseases. Okay, and then what was it? Kelp. Use kelp. Take as directed. Okay, kelp. These 4 are preventive. You put in your daily thing, in your daily diet, they're preventive. Okay, so you can prevent it. Okay, you can't let these toxins build up in your body like that. You got to look at reality. We're not living in even a close to a perfect world. We're living in a chemical toxic environment. It's nothing great about the new technology. By the time you're in your 50s, you're sick all the way to the day you die, even if you hit 90. Okay. I don't plan to be that way. I'm going to just fall dead. It ain't going to be because of any type of debilitation. Okay. I got my system down and it does me good. Okay. It does me good. I went back to a place out. They said, bro, you still looking. I said, bro, I learned this. I studied hard. I educated myself and I accepted reality. I live in a toxic environment. I make sex like a caveman. Okay. I don't know nothing about nothing. We ain't been taught nothing. The only thing we've been taught is how to get a job and how to spend that money. Right? We don't know nothing about addiction. That's why so many people are addicted. They got that's the biggest hustle they got. These addiction hospitals and AA and this, and it's just a very simple means. Give me 21 days with a person. In-house treatment. That addiction will be broken. I just convert his body from the alcohol, because the body, when you drink it too much, the body starts turning to the alcohol and the drugs for its nutrition, which is not nutrition. That's why they fade away. All you got to do is reconvert it back to nutrients. Take about 21 days. Maybe at the most 30. And then you give them out treatment. They don't even want to give you in treatment no more. That's so high, it's ridiculous. A big hustle. Capitalism, evil capitalism. Capitalism is good when it's ran by righteous people. When it's ran by a class system like we have, okay, the bottom class is the object of exploitation. It empowers you, the gasoline for the upper class and rich and wealthy. You're the gasoline. Without you, they wouldn't have no money. That's evil capitalism. Okay. All right. So what we have is, okay, and well, you know, the Q10 and also the Lexington. We already went through the Lexington. Y'all should have that in other notes. Before a meal to prevent fatty liver and fatty organs in the body. And this is just a means of make sure you drink 4 ounce glasses of water at a minimum every day. A dehydrated liver cannot function properly. The liver is the executive of the digestive system. If the liver ain't functioning right, nothing is functioning right. And that's why you got all these digestive problems. Man, do you know how many people come to me at the shop and it's all digestion or kidney, prostate? That's from overtoxicity of the liver. And I tell them, flush out your liver.
Veronica, do we have the right handout?
Which one y'all got?
This is what we did last week.
Oh, really?
Yep. To say we're not following what.
She must have gave out the wrong one
I'm writing
because,
it down, but I just
yeah.
can't remember.
yeah, okay, I'm sorry. She must have made a mistake. It's disease prevention program.
No, this is number 2.
Okay, we'll see if she just made a mistake. When we go from the class,
Okay.
I'll make sure we get those because
Okay.
y'all should have had the disease prevention program. Okay, because y'all need to take these programs home.
Right.
Okay, all right. She might have just made a mistake, but I'm gonna make sure you get them. Okay. So you have breast cancer prevention and recovery. Okay. So in breast cancer, what are the foods If she comes back through, I'll say something to her. What are the foods that you should be included within your diet? Okay. Artichoke, beet greens, broccoli. Broccoli is high in antioxidants, especially vitamin C. Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, collard greens is high in magnesium, heart health, okay, and other things, okay. Garlic, great antibiotic, okay. You take the capsule, 2 capsules 3 times a day. Thyme, mustard, greens, parsley, turnip greens, yam. Okay. Herbs. Okay, I made a little mix. It's 1 part burdock root, 1 part dandelion root, echinacea. Echinacea rebuilds the immune system. Let me write that down. Okay, and you want to keep that immune system strong. See, that's the thing about these chemicals. It depletes the functioning of the immune system. And that's why you're getting sick. You shouldn't get sick in the wintertime. Echinacea. Okay. Echinacea, that is a moon. Red clover, that is one of the most effective tools, herbs that I've ever studied. It's used for cancer treatment, it's used for cysts, it's used for so many things. It has biliary constituents, I mean, things that help the liver, and it's just, if you just want to take the time, look up the red clover and just study it. And then tuja, I'll write that down too. Tuja. Okay, so this would be a whole mix. Mixing, I said equal parts, you can, but drink 3 cups a day. If you get sick, right, drink 4 to 6 cups a day, okay? And you want to use what is called milk thistle. Okay, milk thistle helps if your liver is in a degenerated state. It helps to rejuvenate that liver and build new, help to regenerate new red blood cells. Okay, all right. So you want to keep that liver healthy. You can take a teaspoon, say in the morning and in the evening, tablespoon rather, and mix it with your meal, or if you're doing a juice, you can take a tablespoon of it and put it in the juice, stir it up real good and drink it. Really effective. That sarin in it, I think it's spelled sarin, marin or something like that. Okay, I don't know if that's the right spelling. I'm not a great speller. Sarin, okay. It is used for hepatitis C and all type of liver diseases. Okay, and it works. Okay. Now the amino acids you want to use is glutathione. Glutathione. Okay. Okay. Let me write. Glutathione. Thione or thione. All right. It's an amino acid. It enhances the immunity, cleanses impurity. That's what a cyst is. All it is a big bump with a bunch of poison in it. Dead blood and chemicals. Okay. L-taurin. This is used in mental health issues too. And we are crazy. 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams. Tissue and organ repair. L-methionine. Cleanses toxins. Methionine. Or methionine, I'm sorry. 500 to 2,000 milligrams. It cleanses toxins from the body. But you need all this in this day and age. You can't just sit back like a bunch of dumb Americans, okay, right, and think you can just keep on eating McDonald's and this and that. Yeah, you can when you're young, but when you start hitting 40 and then fibroids come, especially when you go on menopause, you're going to be in trouble. Only a 20-year-old is a fool that don't think about what I do today is going to affect me 20 years from now. That's a fool. Eat, drink, and be merry. Okay? For tomorrow I die. That mentality. I do what I want to do. Women, men, y'all some fools if you think you're going to get away from karma. Okay? You're not going to get away from it. That's a universal law that's in effect. Okay? Supplements. Q10, 100 milligrams daily. This is breast cancer prevention. Manganese, 10 to 50 milligrams daily. Convert to iron and prevents anemia. Garlic capsules, improve immune system. Vitamin B complex, 100 milligrams. Take 3 times a day. Helps cell division and function. And it also helps metabolism. Okay. Vitamin A, 5,000 milligrams daily. Vitamin E, 400 to 800 milligrams, increased to 1,000 after a month. Okay. Okay, we're gonna see if we can get all this stuff to you. We sent it last night. I don't know why she just had it ready, or she just might have made a mistake. Okay. Candida. Oh, all the women that came to me for candida. Oh, Lord. Yeast infection. All right. Walking around with them tights like they actually clothes. Tight shorts and, and other things like the soaps and the chemicals, okay, that's in. But that's one of the main things. You ain't getting no oxygen down there. You got to let the little baby breathe. That's why I said last week, we dying to look beautiful. Women are dying and implementing sickness and disease on themselves because they want to look like the hoe on the corner, like the hip hop queen. Okay? Pants all up in the vagina. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you gonna get candida. Okay. These clothes and these tights they be wearing got all kind of chemicals in them. I'm not gonna even go through what's in it. Look it up for yourself. Going up into the vagina, okay, causing what? Bacteria, that's all it is a bacterial fungi. Why? Let the baby breathe. You walking around dressed up in what they call it, what's that damn, in them tights. Yeah. Yeah, they can do that on stage, but you can't walk around 24/24 in those type of clothing with material that has been ingested with what? Chemicals. I had them coming over. Once I put out my plate. I said, now, you can't come here eating, okay? Because I have to take a urinalysis test, I have to take a pH test, and I have to do it. You have to not eat for 2 hours. You come there eating Mexican food. I said, didn't I tell you can't do that, man? Why would you disrespect me like that? Get the hell out of here. Okay. But I don't tolerate disrespect no more in my life. Especially as hard as I work to learn, and the teachers, Dr. Africa, Dr. Jamal, and people who spent that time, I mean, they were really gracious to me, okay? And so if I tell you, and it's your health, and you don't care about your health, why the hell should I? Huh? Man, get up out of here, man. She was sitting on the couch, and I just turned and looked at her. Are you serious? Get out of here. And she had candida. Go to the hospital and let them deal with you. I don't deal with that level of ignorance and that level of disrespect. Well, I just forgot. Well, you gonna remember. I never forget that day. Okay? So with candida, you want fresh cranberries. You want to eat fresh cranberries or raw cranberry juice. Raw, not out the can. Okay, by the time it gets to you, it just tastes like cranberry. It ain't nothing but sugar. It has lost all its constituents and nutritional value. 4 ounces of cranberry juice 2 times daily. The herbs you want to use is clove, grapeseed oil, Pardue Arco, herb ursi. Tea usage, 1 teaspoon, a cup 3 times a day. If it's chronic or severe, then you take the doses up. Chronic 4 to 6, and maybe about 7 cups a day if it's severe. Okay. Supplements, vitamin B12. Take the lozenges on this one. 2,000 milligrams a day under the tongue 3 times a day between meals. Q10, again, 100 milligrams a day. If it's severe, 200 milligrams. She spelled this wrong. It's supposed to be propionic acid. First week, 1 tablet twice daily. Second week, 2 tablets daily. Garlic capsules, again, same amount. Primrose oil, 1,000 to 3,000 milligrams daily. It's a vital essential antioxidant. We don't have time to go through what that is. Look it up. Vitamin B complex, 100 milligrams daily. Taking liquid form, vital for digestion and upgrade metabolism. You should not eat when you have, that's what made me so mad at this dummy that came to the house eating Mexican food. But I told her all this, okay? You should not eat or drink beer, wine, vinegar, cheese, white sugar, dry fruits, ham, distilled alcohol, honey, high glucose grains, bleached white flour in food, white rice, mushroom, and mushrooms are good food because it's high in zinc, or maybe another. But it's real good. But if you get candida, okay, hakitaki mushroom, don't use them. Okay, soy sauce, chocolate, and baking yeast products. Okay. So you got to abstain from a lot to have a full recovery, you know what I mean? And if you don't want to get it, some of these foods you don't want to eat. They build up fungus and yeast in the body, and next thing you know, your vagina smell like it's a garbage can. All right? Just like the sister, you come over drinking pop, this, that, and I got to do examination on you. You wasting my time like this? I don't get down like that. I'm not one of these hip hoppers. All right? I'm a very serious grown man. Okay? All right? And that's how you got to be, sister, when you get this and say, okay, I got to be on this. I can't play with this. Okay? I don't want to live in sickness. Okay? So we got another one. I didn't do a lot of work because I didn't know if people was going to show up. You know what I mean? And I don't like to do a lot of work and then come and you know, it makes it. But hormonal imbalance and menopause. I know that's important to y'all. All right? It's a plague of hormonal imbalance. Okay? So all the foods that you eat when you have hormonal imbalance and menopause is all fresh fruits and vegetables. Eat vegetables raw or steamed. Amaranth, let me write that down so y'all can look it up. Not a food that is very much known. And we only got 10 more minutes, so I don't have time to go through all of that. Okay. Amarant, good food for hormonal imbalance.
What is it?
I told you, look it up. I got 2 more pages to go through.
Okay.
All right, amaranth, mustard greens, and watercress. Those are foods that are that you can eat that are really good for hormonal imbalance and menopause. Herbs, raspberry, that's one of the best. Crank bark, that stop the cramping and that you experience in that time. Anise, A-N-I-S-E, anise. Something like it. It has a licorice type smell, but it's different. Okay. Okay. Chase, they in the same family. Okay. Chase berry tea. Don Quay. Q-U-A-I. And licorice. Okay. Saw pimento and St. John wort. Okay. Those are the herbs that you can use. Okay, but I'm gonna tell you what I suggest is raspberry, Don Quay, and saw pimento and St. John's wort. Those is worked effectively when I treated people. And this is tree mix, and you want to put when you make a tea mix out of it, you want to put a calmative herb, okay, in there to relax the nerves, okay. So it's raspberry 1 part, crank bark half part, St. John wort half part, and skull cap as a calmative, okay. There's other calmatives because I only study categorically. And I said, but this is a milder one, okay? This is valerian is the strongest that I know. Drink 3 times daily, 1 teaspoon per cup, okay, as preventive measures. When you know you're getting ready to go through menopause, when you know you're getting to that age where that hormonal balance, start preparing, because you start to experience menopause symptoms 5 years before it even hits you, before it becomes authentic menopause. So when you feel it, you say, well, the doctor said you ain't got it, but you are pre-menopause. Okay, that's when you start using this. Okay, preparing your body to enter into menopause. Okay. Okay, supplements, vitamin A, very important vitamin A to use. 2,500 milligram IU daily improves immunity. Vitamin B complex, 50 milligrams 2 times a daily. Vitamin E, 500 to 800 milligrams daily, decreases hot flashes. So if you're experiencing hot flashes, get that vitamin E, 500 to 800 milligrams daily. Pantothenic acid, 5 to 50 milligrams daily, reduces stress. Zinc, 50 milligrams daily. Evening primrose oil. That plays a lot in a lot of conditions, that primrose oil. Take as directed, helps relaxation and hot flashes. Lexington, 1,200 milligrams before a meal, soothes nerves. Progesterone, take as directed for hormonal balance. The amino acids you want to take is glutamine and cysteine. Okay, and what it does, and that's good for like pre-menopause, because what it does, because you're having symptoms in pre-menopause, and the glutamine and cysteine relieves the system, so you don't, because I know a lot of, once she come to me and she was experiencing pre-menopause system, I said, you don't have it yet. It don't kick in until you're about 52. Okay. But you have it at 45 to 52. You're having maybe 5 to 7 years of pre-menopause system.
Baraka, do these things work if you've had a hysterectomy?
I don't know. I don't think you would need to do it because you're all ready to mess yourself up. You got a hysterectomy, and your sexual, your identity as a woman sexually is over. Okay. All right. Only thing you can do is have sex and feel good. But I would say that you can use this because people with hysterectomy do have hot flashes and hormonal, imbalance.
I was wondering
what I
without the
learned.
ovaries, is there anything for us to work on?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. you know, I haven't studied to that degree, I'm honest with you. I haven't studied to that because I really, okay? So, um, vitamin A 25, vitamin B complex, vitamin E, pantothenic, zinc 50, and zinc, what the zinc does is repair tissue, especially if you had fibrosis and you recovered, you know, then you need to take that zinc because it repairs tissue that's been injured because of the disease. It helps to repair the tissue back to healthy tissue, okay? Lexington, progesterone, and we went through that. And the last one, I think we got, oh man, I'm over time, so we ain't gonna be able to do that. We got started a little late, but it's diabetes. But you already got that one. You already got that one, okay? You don't need it. You don't need it. But when we get the full thing, I'm gonna have her to keep these around so that when some of the sisters that didn't make it tonight, I can give them because I really want the sisters to live healthy. She brought the wrong one. We did this last week, the instructions of women health.
These things at your shop.
Yeah, I sell some of them. I sell some, and that's why I'm arranging because I'm gonna start selling even more. That's why I was there all day, you know, trying to make more room, so I can bring in more health products. Because I got a lot of people, they want me to sell herbs and herbal combinations. I said, okay, you know, it's a lot of work, but don't come here asking for credit, okay? I don't do credit no more. I got a child, I got a family, okay? And so, you know, as long as they understand that, yeah, I'm gonna put it together. And I'm gonna make a big order in, and I usually get a lot of products for women because they're the ones that being diseased by the system. Even though they, you know, they love the system and follow the social concepts of the system, and the system is poisoning them. And it's very hard. It's very hard, you know. It's very hard making them see that, okay? You know, they acknowledge it, but they don't see it, not until they get sick. I'm trying to give you preventive lifestyle, okay? All right, thanks a lot for everybody coming. I appreciate you. And we'll see you guys next week.